guys, we have a Bill Belichick disciple in a certain way. Now, he's got success, though, and that's because he was a player for Parcells, never a coach. Because, again, the Parcells tree has not been successful at all. But this guy is kind of like more of a root than a branch of that tree. And that's Mike Vrabel, who I'm still shocked did not get a head coaching job this offseason, which makes me think he's going to be pretty picky. And he's waiting for the right opportunity. And again, I have told you guys on this show nonstop, this is a place people will want to go, assuming we continue losing like I think we're going to. You're going to go in with a top pick quarterback. You're going to go in with the best rookie running back, the best rookie wide receiver. You're going to go in with a line that before injuries showed a lot of improvement. You're going to go in with the defense that has been playing at least average with the worst offense in the league, which just tells you if the offense was even somewhat good, this defense would be above average probably.
100%. We talked about before, like even still, the offensive line too. Like you literally took this year, the offensive line that was ranked 29th last year, maybe 31st last year. You took it to 15 before injury.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think this is as bad a place for people to want to be a head coach at. Really, I think, and then you throw in the market. Having success in New York allows you to be a figurehead in that city for the rest of your life. There are people who won championships that can basically do whatever the hell they want. They could piss in the goddamn Statue of Liberty and nobody would say a damn thing.
They will and then forget it. They're like,
Joe Torre. Joe Torre could do whatever he wants in the city of New York. Nobody would stop him. Point blank. Look how loved Bill Parcells still is. And let's be honest, Bill Parcells rubbed a lot of people the wrong way over the years. But he is absolutely beloved in the city of New York. Also because he did both the Jets and the Giants. It probably helps his cause a little bit too. But the guy's absolutely beloved. You know, Tom Coughlin, we talked about him earlier in the show. Tom Coughlin is looked down as like a saint right now within the Giants organization, especially for how they basically forced his way out and stuff like that after he won 2 Super Bowls, this team, you know? Like I said, you go back and you look at guys like Eli Manning, you know, Lawrence Taylor. If you win in New York, there is just something about that you are secure for the rest of your life. Look at Rex Ryan, the guy parlayed getting 2 AFC championship games to a 10-year career now in ESPN?
Yeah.
Looking creepier and creepier by the year, by the way. Whoever the hell his plastic surgeon is, please stop. He's looking more and more like Jack Nicklaus and Batman. I'm just saying.
I was going to say separates out of the
eyebrow. Like, this is what I think. Like, whoa, what's going on there, dude? Who did that?
That's what I really think here.
APP and whoever the hell did that to you, man. But Mike Vrabel is a guy that I feel like could go into this city, go in with a certain amount of authority. Because you need someone with a strong personality, a lot of authority in their personality to go ahead and right the ship, I think. This is a guy that can do just that. He's also still just 49 years old. So he's a guy that could be around for a while, unlike Belichick there. He's currently the Browns coaching and personnel consultant. He was obviously the Titans head coach from 18 to 23. Texans defensive coordinator in 17. Their linebackers coach 14, 15, and 16, and was a position coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes from 11 to 13. This guy was the 2021 NFL Coach of the Year. He's got a 54-45 record as head coach of the Tennessee Titans there at this time there. Now, let me just say, I know they're going through a rebuild. Don't get me wrong. I know the Titans are going through a rebuild. I don't try to front on that part of it there. Let's look at what they did. Okay. 6-11 last year during this rebuild. And again, I know that was a bad year for them. 7-10 was their record the year before that. So not great. Before that, though, keep in mind, got there in 2018. 12-5, 11-5, 9-7, 9-7. Not too shabby. Now, can you blame him for not winning a lot during a rebuild? I don't think that's very fair. This team was rebuilding. Tannehill was getting older. was never that great to begin with. Derrick Henry was getting older. That offensive line was going down. The defense was losing some of its star players as well. The roster was getting down. They lost A.J. Brown in the trade. Really stupid move, you know. And look at them this year. They're as bad as the Giants. They lose Vrabel. They go from a 6 or 7 win team to now a 3-win team.
Yeah.
I mean, they can go on a winning streak and maybe match the 6 or 7, but I mean, just saying, I don't see that happening. Not with Will Levis, the Mayo guy. And, you know, you look at this roster.
It's a Mayo guy.
This roster is a bad roster. And the biggest issue Mike Vrabel had and why they made a decision to change it, from all you heard, was Mike Vrabel was upset about the way the roster was being built. He was not getting along with the GM because he disagreed with a lot of the moves he was making. And guys, like,
I'm okay with that.
Maybe that's what is okay, you know. And listen, he never had the greatest team, but he had a competent team. He had a team that consistently won, and he had a team that consistently, you know, got into the playoffs.
I was going to say,
all with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback, guys.
He took a team that couldn't make the playoffs, didn't make the playoffs for years. It was sub 500 for a long time, and took to the playoffs how many times?
Yeah.
Division winners. Brent wasn't, the strongest division.
No, that's definitely safe to say.
It was the strongest division, but
it wasn't necessarily the worst teams in the world in that division either.
Yeah,
a lot of times there was a lot of average teams,
and it's also safe to say, like, that division's always played each other very, very tough.
Yes.
So, and he went on to dominate that division, and like, as a head coach, I want to see dominance in your division, and that gets underlooked a lot, and we don't even talk about that much. Like, we talk about us losing to our division.
We talk about dominance very often in general as a Giants guest.
No, but I'm just saying, like, as a head coach, you want your team to beat up on its division. Like, that's what you want from your football team. Like, granted, you want more than just the 6 wins you could get from your division, but you want someone that could. If you get 6 wins from your division and go 500 with the rest of the league, like, you're okay. You got over 10 wins. Like, you're sitting pretty.
And Benji says went to the AFC Championship too. Exactly, he had some success in the playoffs. Didn't have the ring. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but he's got some success. Dope Des 1967 says Mike Vrabel's defense sucked. We have his old old defensive coordinator. When you remember his Titans, do you think of the defense or offense? Honestly, first off, did his defenses suck? Because all I care about is points per game. I could not care less how many damn yards you give up. All I care about is points. That's it. And his defenses always stop teams from putting points up on a regular basis. Did it have an elite defense, a top 1, top 2, 3, 4? No. But he had consistently a top 10 defense from everything I remember of those Titans. And the offense did just enough, obviously, having an old school smash mouth style with Derrick Henry, and having Ryan Tannehill do just enough at that point there. Like I said, I can't look at the Titans defenses and say they were bad. That's I mean, I can see there's a stat on that. But it's going to be a little hard to find that potentially there real quick for you guys. Let's see here. So here we go. 2000 and here we go. I got 2019 and onward. So 19 they got 20.7 points per game. That's not bad. 20 was a year off, 27.4. By the way, they went 11-5 that year, so didn't hurt them that bad. Titans in 21, 20.8, 22, 21.1, 23, 21.6. Oh, yeah, and they're giving up 27.7 this year now with Bowen and Vrabel being gone. So, yeah, like I said, and don't have his first year stats because they only gave the last 6 years. But that's 4 of the 5 years that we're talking about there. he had defenses that allowed under 22 points a game, meaning his defense gave them a chance to win consistently. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And again, all I care about in the end is record. I don't care about anything else but record. If I'm going to judge the defense alone, though, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to judge it based on what they did, points per game. And it wasn't bad. So,
yeah. And then he's coming into a lot better player-wise, a lot better system. That,
I hope
better.
So. Yeah. But he's got a coordinator there. He already likes if he wants him. So, like I said, I think it's not a bad spot because, again, he comes in with experience. And I don't want to I know we're going to talk about some people here soon that would be first-time head coaches. I'm not so sure I want a first-time head coach. I think we need a legit adult in the room now at this point.
You have to. At this point,
might be an adult in the room, but I don't know that. I want more of a known commodity. I'm tired of freaking losing.
Listen, you take that gamble if you're like Seattle a couple years ago, last year. You give up on a guy that's been dominant in this league for years. You can go ahead and give up on someone that's a veteran and you think could be a star up and coming defensive or offensive coordinator. You could take that chance. But when you're a subpar team for, let's just say how it is, like subpar team for almost 10 years at this point, decade.
Yep.
You need someone to grab the bull by the horns and just say, no, 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 yes, no, yes, yes, no.
No.
Let's go. Like you don't want to put this, you don't want to prolong the suffering of the fans of having a lackluster season again.
I don't want someone learning on the job.
No, you want someone that knows what they're doing. It's got some experience, like maybe like Vrabel, like you said, like he's already had the position. Like, all right, he did good where he was at, but he also learned different things that you don't know until you get into the job. Like, all right, maybe I tried this. Now he goes, no, this is not how we do it. This is what we're going to do. And like going into like a second time, head coach might be the guy that you want.
It's also learning to delegate to your assistant coaches, which is, I think, a big issue that Brian Daboll has because he thinks that he's the best at everything. And that's what he goes to do now. I have to call the plays because this happened. Okay, I gave it back to those mistakes too much. Oh, I have to call the plays again. Like,
delegation goes a long way. Like some people knock it, like as leaders, some people knock it, but and some people that don't understand what leadership is, they knock delegation. But it's a very important thing. There's only so much one person can do. And yes, there are leaders that over delegate and don't do anything and looks lazy.
Stop looking at
me. But you have to trust your chain of command.
Yep.
It goes a long way.
You gotta.
Your chain of command has to go down and up with trust.
Exactly. So
if you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.